Oh yeah. Lindsay, your phone number is 215-932-6048. Julie, your AIM account is Precious Jewels. Kathleen, your favorite book is Lovely Gone. Neil, you seem to really like Chipotle. Now, you might be wondering, how did I know that? Well, you had RFID chips and a scan on the way in, and I was able to access your information. Now, in my past presentation, I told you all about the serious threat that RFID chips pose to your right to privacy. I told you that with RFID chips, the government and corporations can easily access and track you. But most importantly, what I told you was, governments and corporations are going behind our backs and implementing this technology into our daily lives. Now, after following this policy for the past 2 years or so, I've come up with a policy that would really be a solution to this problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose to you to stop following this path. Now, essentially what it will do is it will cover 2 areas. The first thing that it will do, it will require a written consent from each of us for the government or corporations to be able to track us. And the second thing that it will do, it will require a warning label on anything that has an RFID chip in it. This is a necessary measure to protect us against the injustices of RFID. Now, some of you might have your objections to this policy, and I would like to address them. The first thing is this. Myth number 1. This is not something that is happening right now. Now, let's just do something. Let's do an experiment right now. So, these are the top 20 Fortune 500 companies. Biggest companies in the world. Now, let's just do an experiment. We'll take away the ones that are not using RFID technology. That's only 3. Which means that 17 out of 20 companies are using RFID technology right now. In a report done by the University of Idaho, in 2005, Walmart mandated that its top 100 suppliers would implement RFID technology. The move was successful. According to a report done by the Department of Transportation, the Department of Defense spends $115 billion in RFID solutions. And here's the scariest part. In a report done by an expert on RFID from Harvard University, there are currently no laws that require the government or corporations to let us know about this. My policy will be to change this. My policy will require that anything with an RFID will bear a label, a warning label on it. You have a right to know. The next thing I'd like to go over is myth number 2. Myth number 2 is this integrating information and accessing our information and tracking us is too hard for the government or corporations to do. Now, here is the entryway for a department store. Standard department store, and you have to see there are white gates. And these gates will be scanning your information as you walk in, so you might have RFID on you. So any product that you have, such as a credit card, a t-shirt, a cell phone, that may have an RFID in it, will be scanned on the way in. And essentially, the information will be put into this funnel. And this funnel will come through this network, which is, the information will go through the funnel and come through the network. Now, the department store will have a database, and there will be a folder with your name on it. And any time you walk in or there's any new information that comes from any RFID stuff that you have, it will be updated in this folder. Now here's the catch. There are databases all over the place. Financial services, medical history, and they'll all be interlinked, but each one will have value to the other one. So essentially your information will be updated with everything that you do. My policy will change this. My policy will ensure that companies and corporations get your permission before they do this. Now, the third thing I want to address, myth number 3. It is not bad for companies and corporations and governments to be able to track us. You might think that, but I'd like you to think again. Now, this is a customer that walked into the store, his RFIDs were scanned, and this is information that was gathered on. So based on standards set by the store, information was gathered and he was given a customer rating of 17%. Now look at this gentleman. The same thing happened. However, he's a frequent shopper, excellent health, he's single, he's wealthy, he's given a customer rating of 91%. Now why is this important? I'll tell you why it's important. There's something called price customization, also known as dynamic pricing. And what that means is, each customer was given a separate price based on certain standards set by the store. In 2005, according to CNN, Amazon.com, which is the biggest online retailer, was accused of this. Now imagine a world where there are RFIDs everywhere. This would not only happen online, but it would happen offline. My policy will protect us from this. It will protect us from being discriminated against, because we all have the right to equal pricing. Now RFID poses a lot of threats and it poses a lot of benefits. My policy will ensure that we will receive all the benefits that RFID has, but it will still protect us from many threats that it poses to our right to privacy. If we do not act now, there will be a serious problem. We will give up our rights. It will be too late, and RFID will be an unstoppable force. Please, I advise you, don't let yourself be naked. Don't let all your information be exposed. There's a quote by Theodore Roosevelt that says, "In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. The absolute worst thing you can do is nothing. Don't let your rights be raised. Do the right thing. Do something."